Kang dedicated herself to her studies, graduating from Shanghai University with distinction. Climbing the ranks, she found herself as an executive in a major bank, yet an unshakable void lingered within her. Unbeknownst to Kang, the universe had plans to intervene. Her days began before dawn, trekking to work, then enduring a 10-hour shift only to return home and collapse into bed. In the monotony of her routine, Kang lived a subdued existence, diligently fulfilling her roles as a citizen and daughter. Oblivious to the greater depths of life, she soldiered on until a chance encounter altered her course. Residing alone in her apartment, Kang embarked on her usual journey to work, oblivious to the peculiar sight awaiting her. Rushing through the streets, she, like the throngs around her, failed to notice the distressed preacher in need of aid until she stumbled. Hurrying to compensate for lost time, Kang's heels echoed alongside the bustling cityscape until she tripped over an unseen obstacle, barely regaining her balance. Peering down, she discovered a manhole, and beside it, a furry creature silently pleading for assistance. Near a drain, a puppy rested on the manhole cover, oblivious to the danger it posed. Kang approached, intending to shoo it to safety, but the pup remained stubbornly in place. Glancing at her watch, panic surged through her. She couldn't afford to be late for work. Reluctantly, Kang left the puppy and hurried off, her day consumed by the demands of her job. Hours passed, filled with tasks and deadlines, until finally, as she made her way home, she encountered the puppy once more. Despite her exhaustion, Kang couldn't ignore the puppy's presence. She searched for its owner to no avail, growing frustrated by the lack of answers. Yet, as the night wore on, thoughts of the abandoned pup plagued her mind. Unable to shake the image of its pleading eyes, Kang found herself questioning the circumstances that led to its predicament. Sleep eluded her as she pondered the puppy's fate, grappling with the cruelty of its abandonment. As Kang lay awake, consumed by guilt, she realized she had slept through her alarm. Panic surged as she hurriedly dressed, her mind racing with the prospect of being late for work. Despite her exhaustion, she knew driving would be futile in Shanghai's morning gridlock. Donning her business attire, she dashed out the door, her thoughts still lingering on the puppy. Hastening past the manhole cover, her heart sank at the sight of the pup still stationed there, ignored by the bustling crowd. Determined to help, Kang vowed to take action, though time eluded her in the chaos of her day. Distraught yet resolute, she altered her route home, stopping at a supermarket to gather provisions for the forsaken pup. Returning to find the puppy unmoved, Kang attempted to coax it with food, but to no avail. Leaving the offerings beside the puppy, she retreated home, plagued by the nagging feeling that more needed to be done. That night, as worries for the puppy gnawed at her, Kang grappled with the question of how to aid the abandoned creature, realizing that the responsibility lay squarely on her shoulders. Living in an apartment and pressed for time, Kang wrestled with the dilemma of what to do with the puppy. Reluctant to surrender him to the pound yet unable to commit to caring for him, she made a solemn promise. If the pup remained on the manhole cover come morning, she would take him home and figure it out from there. Anxious anticipation gripped Kang as she turned the corner the next morning, hoping the pup had found refuge elsewhere. Relief mingled with disappointment when she found him still seated on the cover, solidifying her decision. With resolve, she gathered the pup into her arms, accepting her newfound role as his caretaker. Calling in sick, Kang prepared to devote the day to the pup's care. However, her plans were swiftly derailed as the energetic pup bolted from her grasp, sending Kang on a frantic pursuit through the bustling streets. In a bewildering turn of events, Kang realized the pup was making a beeline back to the manhole cover. Amidst the chaos, a passerby recognized the recurring scene, prompting Kang to inquire about the pup's backstory. As the woman recounted the events of a tragic accident 3 years prior, Kang's heart sank, the puzzle pieces of the pup's behavior falling into place. Regrettably, the puppy's mother fell victim to a hit and run in the dead of night. A witness saw it all unfold. The driver, callously indifferent, drove off after the collision. The mother didn't make it, taken away by the sanitation department. One of her pups, a small white one, remained, steadfastly refusing to abandon the spot where his mother met her end. Kang knelt beside the puppy, gently stroking its white fur, understanding its grief. Tears welled in her eyes as she pondered the ordeal the poor creature had endured. Then, unexpectedly, the pup moved away from the manhole cover and headed towards a drain on the pavement. Kang followed, and there she heard a faint yelp. Peering down into the drain, she spotted another little face looking back up at her. This must be the sibling, terrified and seeking refuge in the drain. Had the white puppy been waiting for this moment to seek help for its sibling? Kang lay down, stretching her arms into the drain until she could feel the wet fur of the trapped pup. With care, she pulled the tiny creature out, examining him. Hungry and damp, but thankfully unharmed. Had the little white puppy been protecting his brother all along? Taking both puppies home, Kang bathed and fed them. Soon, they were frolicking around her apartment, delighted to be reunited. Kang decided to adopt them both. Before heading to work each morning, she would walk them, always making a point to pass by the manhole cover. Every day, she allowed the two pups to sniff around the spot, observing a moment of silence in honor of their late mother. Before long, she noticed a shift in her own life as well. The presence of her adopted puppies filled her evenings with joy, their wagging tails a source of boundless happiness. They provided her with a sense of purpose upon returning home. Yet, amidst the newfound joy, a lingering regret tugged at her conscience. She wished she had extended her help to them sooner.